Dead Sea Scrolls, what have we learned from Qumran? And this is to do with the Bible. I just want to read a couple of paragraphs and just recommend you, if you want to read more about this and many other aspects of the history of Christianity from the beginning onwards, I recommend this book. He writes on page 126 in a chapter entitled The Dead Sea Scrolls, to begin with the Hebrew Bible, 200 mostly fragmentary Qumran manuscripts represent the whole of the Old Testament, except possibly Esther. By the way, Esther's an interesting, this is me speaking now, Esther's an interesting book of the Bible. It's a lovely story, it's a shocking story, great story. Go and read it for yourself. What's curious about this book of the Bible is that it never mentions God. God just doesn't appear anywhere. Anyway, back to Userbermish. The Qumran manuscripts agree in substance with the traditional scripture, the oldest complete Hebrew copy of which dates to 1008 CE. Now, do you know what he just said? He says the oldest complete copy of the Hebrew Bible now dates to about 1000 AD, 1008. So it's not the Dead Sea Scrolls. The complete copy is still about 1000 AD. But the Qumran Bible discloses numerous stylistic differences, textual additions or omissions, and changes in the order of the passages. So there are many differences between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the traditional Old Testament we have today. The Dead Sea Scrolls prove that the unified traditional text of the Bible, which we obviously have now, was preceded by countless variations, and that we owe the definitive form of scripture to the authoritative intervention of Jewish religious authorities around 100 AD. So this shows that the edition we have now, the complete edition of the Bible, is from about 1000 AD, which is 1,000 years after the time of Jesus. The texts before then, and the Dead Sea Scrolls bear witness to that, bear witness to numerous differences, textual additions, missing bits, changes in the order of passages. Isn't that interesting? But it's not surprising if you have read the Old Testament in a good modern translation, which I recommend, like the NRSV, the New Revised Standard Version. If you look at the bottom of the page, you'll see lots of little notes left by the modern scholars, and they will often indicate alternative readings, or the meaning is unknown, or there are other variants, or there are there's lots and lots of ifs and buts and whatever. So the main body of the text that we read out, say in church, is a scholarly construction. It's a view of what the translators think is the probable text. But oftentimes we don't know what the text actually was. Don't take my word for that. Just go and get a good modern translation of the Bible. Look at the critical apparatus underneath, as it's called, the scholarly notes, and you will see all of this. Virtually on every page you will see, well, there's a variation here, or possible meaning unknown, or it could mean this, or this particular passage is according to the Septuagint, or the Dead Sea Scrolls, or the Masoretic text, or what would be another one? The Samaritan Torah. There's another version of the Torah belonging to the Samaritans, and so on and so on. The Septuagint, particularly the Greek translation of the Old Testament books, done about 200 BC, is very important in a witness to a text that predated our modern understandings of the Hebrew Bible. Anyway, that's enough about this entirely different subject. I hope that was of interest. Till next time.